Love that. Writing progress. Okay. All right, I've got my book, so you don't need your book.
Okay.
Deep Work by Cal Newport.
I like that.
Would you give it out of 10 just to start?
First number that popped into my head was an eight, which is quite high.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, me too. Eight, 8 billion out of 10.
eight.
Because
I like that.
it's actually useful.
Yeah, I agree.
So, should we just quickly talk about the premise? So, the book is obviously about deep work, and it's just the premise is just talking about the fact that you can get so much more high quality work done if you focus on one thing.
Yeah,
Right? It's funny.
yeah. I just looked at myself on cam. I cracked
Uh,
myself up.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I've got a question for you with this.
I'm
Who's
ready.
this book for?
Um, I think this book is for anybody, more generally directed for anybody who's currently in work right now, working a job of any sort. I feel
You don't
like
think it's useful for students?
no, I think it's still very useful for students, but I think what a lot of what it says mainly is guided towards the world of work. Uh,
Yeah,
and like students like maybe like post grad and probably the point I'm sort of coming up into like second and third year, but A levels, GCSEs, it's it's a lot of it's still applicable, but not as applicable. If I had to
yeah,
choose
yeah, yeah.
anyone working over,
But you were doing deep work when you were getting ready for your A levels.
yeah,
That's what you were saying, getting
yeah,
ready.
yeah, yeah.
Like, and I
That,
think now more than ever, the ability to like fully focus on one task
yeah.
is a superpower in today's economy when
Book was written in
everyone's so their attention is so split.
yeah, yeah. Book was written in 2013, which is
I
it's
know, and he
fine.
nailed it as well because like he's talking about social media. You know, I've got 7 points to go through.
Yeah.
The first point is deep work versus shallow work.
Mhm.
I mean, you can describe that if you want.
Deep work versus shallow work. What Cal mainly speaks about, deep work as a form of focusing entirely your whole being on one thing, a project, a piece of work, whereas shallow work is work that is easily replaceable and you can easily replicate it. So
Yeah,
checking emails or even like something like Excel, which 10 years ago would have been quite a like hard to replicate skill. Now everybody knows how to use Excel, everybody knows how to use Word,
apart from it.
apart from you. It's not as applicable for you, but
No, but I know how to use ChatGPT, Claude, and
yeah, yeah,
and I was
yeah,
about to say DeepMind, but I meant Grok, so I can get it from there. Yeah, you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. It is becoming more and more replaceable and easy to replicate. So you
I've got
just
some examples, yeah. So like focus, distraction-free work, pushes the brain to its limits, produces high output, improves skills, writing, coding, studying, creative content, solving complex problems, shallow work, low cognitive tasks, easy to replace,
yeah,
often logistical, emails, meetings, social media admin, and also just like I get that with like text messages, like dumb conversations. Like
yeah,
one of the things I want to do that I've not been able to do, I think I got this from a 4 hour work week, is like just respond to everyone like 3 times a day, like breakfast, read my messages, respond. I know people need real time
yeah,
like
yeah,
responses most of the time, but most of the messages you're sending are just pointless. And like what I noticed when because I'm reading a lot of the time on my phone, which is the Kindle, is that like a message will pop up, and this is what he talks about, is that like one little distraction
yeah,
creates a point of friction in your mind and distracts you. So I personally, I want to just spend more and more time just honing in on one task. In life coaching, there's a principle which is all about which is basically single tasking.
yeah,
So everyone's like gassed about doing multitasking, but single tasking is what you really want to learn to do. Like focus on one thing and
yeah.
nail it.
Oh, because I'm all sciencey and all that, one thing you spoke about, which really kind of put it into perspective, was he went into the sort of neurological like pathways of it, described that when multitasking, you've got multiple neurons firing at the same time doing different things.
Oh yeah, it's
Where,
literally making you dumber.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. Whereas when you're doing something difficult, the same thing over and over and over again, you strengthen the myelin sheath surrounding that neuron, basically making the
Mm,
firing even more direct and faster, which I thought was interesting. So,
mm.
at least for me, as science, that put it into a little bit more
I
perspective.
love that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I love that.
interesting, but it makes sense. It does make sense, even if like I'm pretty sure that's probably true, but even if it isn't like necessarily the way it works, it's still it it's a very good metaphor of how it actually is.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we all feel we know when we're like involved in a task that we're really
Yeah,
focused on. Happens in training. People have it in sport. They have it with someone that they love. Like they're with someone and they're just fully focused on them, or you're having a moment where you're playing really well, like a racket sport, football or something, and you're just like in it, or even work. You have moments where you're like, oh, time just went. Yesterday when we were playing zombies,
yeah,
locked in.
yeah, locked in. It's such a good feeling as well. You
Yeah, it is a good
know,
feeling. It's hard to get.
very nice. Yeah, that. But I mean, that's exactly why it's a good feeling because it's hard to get, and you know that it won't last forever. But it's like he spoke about how, a lot of people are a lot more depressed and anxious because they don't have something to focus on. And I remember when I started sixth form, you remember me speaking about this. I was like in the summer and in the winter holidays, whatever, when I was just bored. This is before I started doing like loads of revision. I was just bored. I just couldn't.
Yeah, you
I was
should
like
never be
worried about
bored.
stuff for no reason. It's like because
That's
my
what I used to say to you though, didn't I? I used to say to you like you should never be bored. I was thinking about it today, like you should be so immersed in doing things that you're interested in your life that you
uh,
don't have time to be bored, you know?
yeah, that's what you said. And if you're always concentrated on something, whether it be like kids, family, work, something, you just haven't got enough time to
Mm.
think about anything else, for better or for
So
worse.
point number two, just I'm gonna try and like go through this before we cover each of them and hopefully when I say it like prompt something, but deep work is rare. Modern life destroys deep work. Smartphones, social media, open offices, constant notifications, multitasking culture.
Mm,
People never train their ability to concentrate, so deep work becomes a competitive advantage. And in this world, you need as many competitive advantages as possible. Um, and that's something that everyone has access to.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I really connect with that point of the way things currently are. Everything is supposed to be a distraction. Even like, right now I've got four screens up. Not like
Uh,
I'm not
I
like,
know it's funny as well because I've got like this bill behind the screen as well. I keep on
yeah,
looking at that. I already know what it is. I don't even know why I want to look at it, but it's just because it's there.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just something to look at.
Something,
I
something,
think,
anything other than just
yeah,
like focusing on the
yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah. So,
Me
really,
and Jordan always talk about the fact that just everyone's got ADHD now, like everyone.
what?
Like we've trained ourselves into ADHD with phones and
Yeah,
social media.
yeah,
The
yeah.
thing I got from this book, more than anything, I've said this before, but I really thought about it because he was basically talking about like deleting social media and see like have a break from it or whatever. But I was really trying to ask myself, like, do I actually get anything out of it? And I enjoy it. That's one thing. I
Yeah, yeah,
actually enjoy it. But do I actually grow from it? Like I get a few ideas, like fitness stuff, which I think is quite interesting.
yeah.
But as a collective, I really just think it's bad for me particularly. You've seen me doom scrolling anyway.
You fully doom scroll. I kind of like,
You're fascinated by
yeah,
how dumb it is.
it's fascinating. I like I kind of like you fully knock out.
Full volume.
It's actually impressive. I kind of like, like
With the phone that's so close to my face as well.
I like pandemic scroll, epidemic scroll. I kind of like lockdown scroll. I get a little bit into it, but I'm
Yeah,
not that bad. You doom scroll,
yeah,
end of
I
the
know,
world,
man.
apocalypse scroll.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I'm searching for like the cure to life. I'm not finding it.
But yeah, no, I thought about that as well when I read it because on a lot of like apps I have like kind of streaks where obviously again another like thing that's meant to keep you attached to the app and keep it on. in which like you send a post or you send a picture every day to keep the streak number, which is nothing. It's just a big number on a screen.
They're winning as well. Like so
It's
many
so weird.
companies
I
are
can't
winning with
stop.
that.
I can't stop. Like
But
it's
you're not getting anything out of it. You're fueling a company that like you're providing them with your time.
yeah,
Like basically you get nothing out of it. Do you
nothing.
know what I mean?
It's
Apart from
essentially
this,
the same way as like
it's a
paying.
game they've made up to
Yeah,
win, to
yeah,
beat
yeah.
you basically.
And it's like paying money to the company, essentially. It's
Yeah,
forced.
for nothing.
Snapchat did
Yeah,
that, where they made it so normally if you send consecutive pictures to someone 3 days in a row, you start a streak, and then they
yeah.
updated it so the moment you've sent one back and forth, you start
Mhm.
a streak. And even that, when I have that happen to me now,
Yeah.
it bothers me. I normally let it die, but I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know.
Of course, because no one likes to lose, man. Um, Point number four, deep work, build a ritual, structured environments to focus, fixed location. I love that. Fixed time,
Yeah,
clear goal, no distraction. For example, 90 minutes, no phone, another room. So I use this room. I have been doing, I didn't do it last week because I had an early morning client, but every morning I've been getting up, go for a walk and then doing some work. And when I do it and I'm into the flow of it, I want to do more because it's such a good feeling.
yeah,
But I've noticed that if I check my phone before I do it, it's the flow state is significantly altered.
yeah,
Like, if I just get up and I do what I've got to do, I need to get Opal to start a little bit earlier because if I wake up it comes on at 9.
yeah.
So I had to get Opal to come on at like 7 because if I check it, it's just a
Yeah.
distraction.
I reckon you need about 15 minutes of like no time on maybe no, maybe more like 10. 10 minutes of no time on your phone before you start working to kind of forget about it. Like when I have days where I don't go on my
No,
phone.
I need like to not have anything on my phone. Like, and that's why the mornings because no one messages me. I've like it's the day is fresh. I'm not thinking about any in the day. Stuff starts happening. Someone will message me, try and change the time. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, sorry, Karen.
No, I hear that. At least in my case, I reckon I need at least about 10 minutes of not being on my phone before, I start to get a bit bored and I'm just like, I might as well just do some work. I had that the other day and I was just like, I was just bored. Which is
Yeah,
another point. I don't know if you've written that down, the embrace boredom point.
yeah. That's point number five.
Yeah, go on. I've got a lot to say about that. I like that one a lot.
Embrace boredom. Your brain is addicted to distraction. If you constantly check your phone, email, notifications, train your brain. It's training your brain to avoid focus. Solution: practice doing nothing. Let boredom happen. Resist checking your phone. This will be rebuilds concentration. One of the things that not Brian Johnson, Brian Tracy speaks about, which is a task that is so hard. I've known about it for 20 years and I'm too scared to try it. I think you were talking about it. It's going to the park bench with nothing
Yeah.
and sitting there for an hour.
I was thinking about doing something like that actually.
That is like that is so terrifying to
I
me.
reckon I could do it, weirdly.
Prove it, bro.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
This is what I want you to do then, yeah?
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it, and I'll happily like next weekend, turn off all your notifications, set up your phone, live stream the other way around so you can't see your phone for 1 hour.
Live stream.
Yeah, I'll be the only person that watches it. I'm down to watch it. 1 hour of you doing nothing. Put it on your YouTube channel,
Oh,
live stream it, put it on there, record it, find a nice park bench, get a tripod, turn it so you can't see your phone, and just sit there 1 hour.
oh,
I'll rate that. I want to.
oh.
That will inspire one other person. I was going to say millions of
Inspire me.
people, but
Inspire me.
me to do. I want to see you suffer.
Oh, I actually, I know, I reckon I'm like starting
Get
to,
that evidence, though. I want evidence. I need the
uh,
evidence.
I'm starting to kind of realize how long an hour actually is as I'm like thinking about it. I'm like,
When you're not doing anything, time slows down.
yeah,
You will be so like, but this is what he's saying. Like, and it's meant to be really good for your brain. There's a myriad of people I really respect who have been saying that for a long time.
Mm. It's just meditating, kind of. I don't know. I was
Yeah, it is. It's exactly it is. It definitely is.
I was
But
reading.
it's even different than that because like meditation is all about clearing your mind, but this is actually letting your mind like just seeing where it goes. Do you know what I mean? Because you come up with ideas as well when you're not distracted. That's
Yeah,
the thing. When I take away all my, I can't believe how creative I am compared to normal. You know?
yeah. No, I completely get what you mean. I thought about it as I read over that, and I was like, when was the last time I was actually bored? Like, and it hit me. It's been too long, way too
Mm.
long. I mean, like
Well,
with
like, yeah.
like
I mean,
I've
people,
had loads.
everyone's scared of boredom.
Yeah,
Including me.
yeah. No, I think everyone is, but it's like when I was like a child, like it was so common to be bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Everyone said
Yeah.
I'm bored. Now it's just like I don't remember the last time I thought
Yeah, so
I
much
just
stuff
need
to
to
do.
get.
And the phone, like your phone and computer and whatever, you can keep yourself entertained.
Yeah. Or if I've been like without my phone, it's been like because my phone's died and I've been like 10 minutes away from home. That's not that bad. I can keep myself.
Mm.
But like boredom is like a long time, you know. But I embrace that, and I realized when I've had a few moments in the last like few weeks, or few week, whatever, since reading that, where I have actually been bored, because I've kind of deprived myself from a few of the distractions, and my mind just goes straight to wanting to work because I've got
That's
stuff to
good.
like,
Got stuff to do,
stuff to do. I do, and I just want to,
countries to conquer,
yeah, man, yeah, that's the plan.
um, park benches to sit on for hours.
No, I wouldn't go that far. No, I'm joking.
Here's a question for you as well. What was the most useful part of this book?
Um, maybe because it's just on my mind because you've just been speaking about it, but maybe no, actually, I think it still might be that sort of boredom thing. Um, because when I'm bored, I look for things to do, and I realize I actually can concentrate pretty hard, and I can get into that state of deep flow. But the moment I have like loads of things to do and other exciting things I can do, I just lose that. Like when I have my
Mm,
phone.
mm.
So, when I was reading the book, I left my phone at home. I went out and I just did work in a library for a little while. That was enjoyable. But yeah, either that or just the general principle of just working deep on something, kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
something I can do. And it reminded me just how important it was and how
mm.
good it feels as well.
Yeah, man. Every like really hard thing I've ever done in my life has also been the most fulfilling when I've got to the other end. Do you know what I mean? Like when I've done something really hard, like I always feel really proud of myself when I complete it.
Yeah,
And it's directly proportionate to how difficult it is.
yeah,
Um, it's proportionate to like the hardest thing I ever did was my first bodybuilding show, and I almost died in the process of doing that. I was like, and then when I won, it was just like, it's like I was so proud of myself because I just knew I couldn't. There was not 1 ounce of energy or strength left in me. Like I couldn't even speak at the end, and then to win it was like such a great feeling. But anyway, um. Yeah, so point number 6, which you've already covered, is quit social media. It doesn't add value. It really doesn't. Most social media provides little benefit. Um, and like even this Iran stuff that's going on at the moment, like I'm watching stuff on that, like convincing myself that I'm educating myself. But what am I really getting out of it? It makes no difference, like me knowing about that topic. You know what I mean? It's just entertainment. The truth is, if you see social media for what it is, which is entertainment, and you want to be entertained, then fine. You know what I mean? But if I said to you, I'm gonna watch 2 to 4 hours of TV every day, I think most people would agree that that's probably not a good use of my time. If I said I want to be really successful, but I'm watching TV for 4 hours a day, you'd probably be like, well, that's not good use of your time. And if we think of social media in the same way, it's just a distraction, it's just entertainment. If you want to entertain yourself for a bit, then fine. But if you're doing that every day, then you're probably not going to get much out of your life, you know.
On the topic of social media, I saw a video a while ago. It's only
On
5 minutes.
social media.
No, oh no, man. On YouTube though. On YouTube.
Oh, YouTube's different. YouTube,
YouTube's
we
different.
love you. YouTube's education, man.
It's educational, apart from when you go onto shorts. But
I wish, you know what, because we pay for it, we should be able to opt out of shorts. You should be able, this is my message to YouTube. If you pay for YouTube, you should be able to curate your own YouTube. I would like to have no shorts, even though I love them, because I like watching videos about gold. They're not useful. Anyway, go on with your short video.
yeah, it was a short video. And the whole idea was that the reason why social media is so bad for you is less about the distraction, which so whatever. But he spoke on something I never really thought about with social media, and it's that every single video that you see on social media is popular and trending. And it's popular and trending because it does what? It invokes a response, a reaction, or an emotion, right?
Yeah. So the more emotional it can make you, the better traction it gets.
Yeah,
Exactly. So people now think that like if they walk out the door, they're gonna like get shot or all
yeah,
this terrible stuff's gonna happen because you're seeing it. But if you remove social media, like you're not seeing that stuff day to day. Do you know what I mean? You're just not like it's not happening as often as it feels like, you
yeah.
know?
Even then, just to have your emotions constantly in disarray, from going happy to sad to angry to, sad to happy, and then blah, 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 your receptors are just fried. And I thought about that a lot actually, and I noticed that actually. Sometimes when I go on like real actual doom scrolls, I'm a bit more sensitive in general. It's weird.
It makes me depressed, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Number seven, drain the shallows, reduce time spent on shallow work, schedule your day. That is a massive one. If you want to do something, if it's not in the calendar, it's not going to happen. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I try and do my French work in the morning. I'm not getting anywhere, but at least I'm trying.
Yeah.
Block out times for tasks, limit email. I mean, this is how you know this book's old. Say
Yeah.
no more often. It's funny, I just decided to say yes more often, but that's another story. No email before 11 a.m. That's an interesting one. Number eight, work less, produce more. Deep work, deep workers often work fewer hours but produce more. That's an amazing one
Yeah.
because it's like all about efficiency, not
Yeah.
about duration.
Yeah.
Um, 4 hours of deep work equal 10 hours of distracted work. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Many top performers only do 3 or 4 hours of deep work per day. I can attest to that working with very successful people. Um, that's that's a great quality. I mean, everyone prefers to do a 4 hour day than a 10 hour day. Attention's like a muscle. You didn't ask me what my most useful part was. You can ask me in a second,
Yeah.
but it's to do with this. Attention's like a muscle. Focus and it improves. The more you practice deep work, the easier it becomes, the longer you can concentrate, and the higher quality your output. All right, ask me.
So what was your most, important and valuable lesson you learned from this book?
That's a great question. How did you come up with that?
So no.
Well, it's funny you say that
Problem.
because I was thinking before we got onto this that I was wanted to tell you what my favorite bit of the book
I'm
was.
so interested. Let me know.
Yeah, I know. You are interested because you asked the right questions that I needed to be asked without me even asking. My bit was the bit about focus attention in terms in positivity. And they had a moment, I should have read it before and we spoke about it on the phone the other day, but that's not really that important. What's important is that as attention is trainable, so is your attention towards positivity in the world around you. And when, there's always negative stuff going on and there's always positive stuff going on, and maybe there's more negative stuff going on than positive, but you can train yourself to focus on that. Like it's your life. So what do you want to do? You want to walk around being unhappy all the time, or do you want to try and find ways to be happy? And that's was that's like I mean, I'm a big believer in that anyway, like trying to focus on the positive. But you know, it being a trainable skill is quite an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, I like.
Um, I'm pretty much done. The last bit I've got is an example of how to structure a day, which is 2 in the morning, 2 or 3 hours of deep work, midday break and exercise, and afternoon, 1 to 2 hours of deep work, evening, no work.
Yeah, I
And
like.
maybe if we all work, focus a bit more, we can get more done in less time and then spend more time on social media that we're meant to.
That's the goal,
No,
man.
spend more
Not only do
time,
I work
spend
hard.
more time doing things that really make you happy, like with your friends and family. Because as we learned last time, people are where you derive most of your happiness from. People are everything, your happiness and your sadness. So find good people and spend time with them.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed this book, to be honest. I like that.
Yeah,
I actually applied it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna try and schedule out my day a little bit more as well. That's another thing that he goes big on, and I definitely think that's one of the
that's a
probably
game changer, man.
like all the most successful people that they all schedule out everything. They're all so organized, and it's just like, well, that's
Nikos won't do anything without a calendar invite. You need the calendar invite, man.
yeah,
All right, well, why don't you put for the three people that have made it all the way to the end,
yeah,
if there's anyone, which will be you, me, and one other person. Why don't you put a list at the end of like the next all the first 10 books that
yeah,
we're reading, so that if anyone else wants to jump in, and anyone else can jump in to this, that's would be nice if there was more opinions and
yeah.
it could be more of a dialogue. I'm up for like as many people as possible getting involved in book club.
The whole building,
Yeah.
open office plan, building
Open office, but no distractions.
killer of deep work. I like
Yeah.
good book. 8 out of 10. Would
8 out of 10.
read it again if I
Read
thought
it.
about it, but
Read it, kids.
read it. But I think applicable to absolutely everyone, to be honest. I said at the beginning that it's most applicable to people in work, but I think it's applicable to, in general, to everybody. Everybody can
Yeah,
read
yeah,
it.
yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right, Rigi. See you in the future.
Peace.
Peace.